recent releases of Metroid Prime, Tales of Symphonia, and Baten Kaitos remasters, the Nintendo GameCube has been making quite a resurgence. So now, which other games from the purple lunchbox deserve a redemption round? Well, let's discuss and jump in. GameCube. Beautiful Joe, developed by Capcom and Japanese legend Hideki Kamiya, is the side-scrolling stylish action game where you play as Joe, whose girlfriend Sylvia gets kidnapped. Both are sucked into movie land, and it's up to the beautiful hero to hench a go-go and save the day. Yeah, this game would be an obvious choice to fit into the Switch library, most notably for its creative and stylized cel-shaded graphical art direction, the beautiful effects powers that made awesome usage to slow down or speed up time against enemies and environmental challenges, as well as its variety of upgradable powers and additional combat weapons like the Boomerang. Or, we could get a Beautiful Joe 3, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Developed by Silicon Knights and published by Nintendo, is the psychological action thriller that truly shocked gamers, with all sorts of unexpected twists and turns in its gameplay design. The main premise is that you follow several characters in 4 different locations and various timelines, recovering artifacts and fighting ancient evil forces that want to overtake the world using each character's unique arsenal of weapons and magic powers. The standout gameplay feature here is the sanity meter, a green bar on the screen where if you're spotted by enemies, it starts depleting and yep, things start getting pretty psychotic. From changes to your environment, creepy audio cues, to floating heads, the sanity meter was, dare we say, a breath of fresh air for the action-adventure genre, and the GameCube back in 2002. Only caveats was that this game didn't receive much attention, and since its release, has been stuck only on the GameCube. Giving this game the remastered treatment would help further its cult classic legacy, hopefully to bring in a new audience who haven't been able to play the game, updated visuals, and to remind gamers that once upon a time, Nintendo wasn't shy of showing off exclusive M-rated entries. Speaking of, Geist, developed by N-Space and another M-rated title published by Nintendo, is a first-person shooter exclusive to the Cube. You play as a soldier named John Raimi, who literally turns into a ghost and must reconnect to his body and rescue his best friend, as well as stopping an evil corporation and demon from taking over the world. While gamers and publications at the time cited this to be a somewhat run-of-the-mill FPS game, the game did offer some unique original gameplay elements that truly made it stand out from the rest of the herd, thanks to its gameplay features such as the host abilities, where you're able to literally possess any living creature and even inanimate object you encounter, from armed guards to scientists to even rats, dogs, and bats, each with their own gameplay mechanics to progress with the game's levels. Maybe the remake treatment would help give Geist some newfound appreciation, thanks to its original gameplay concepts that added a fresh new take on the FPS genre at the time. Chibi Robo, a platformer adventure video game developed by Bandai and Skip Limited and published by Nintendo for the GameCube, where you take on the role of Chibi Robo, definitely one of Nintendo's cutest as well as underrated mascots, whose sole mission and purpose is to clean up the house. God, I swear Nintendo are the masters of making anything, no matter how fun or mundane, into a masterpiece gaming experience. Except Wii Music. The game is much more than your average platformer. It offers a nice wide variety of tasks to tackle through mini-games and quests, upgrades, and items to enhance your Chibi Robo and build utility bots and good old collectathoning throughout. Yeah, I think it's about time to bring back one of the unsung heroes of the GameCube era, F-Zero GX. Yeah, this may just be close to beating a dead horse by now, but there's a reason F-Zero GX and the franchise in general has been the iconic racer staple for Nintendo. Well, ignoring Mario Kart, of course, but this game was the real deal back in 2003 for the GameCube. Fun fact, F-Zero AX, the arcade version of GX, uses what's known as the Triforce arcade system board to run the game cabinet, and was made in collaboration between Nintendo, Namco, and Sega, which, yeah, pretty mind-blowing developer collab for the time. All the F-Zero staples are back here for GX, blistering speeds, variety of tracks, and Grand Prix to race in, as well as including the series' first story mode, playing the Show Me Your Moves Captain Falcon. The only sad thing here is, the series just ended with GX back in 2003, with the exception of the GBA game GP Legend, until seeing that the latest release with F-Zero 99 on the Switch, there may just be some hope over the horizon for a brand new AAA F-Zero. I know, wishful thinking, or you know, a remaster for GX2. Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Now, here we have a Zelda game that's literally begging to be on the Switch. A unique spin-off from the traditional Zelda game format. You take control of 4 different Links and venture through 8 worlds with 3 zones each. What is this, Mario? Collect Force Gems and defeat the bosses. Its predecessor game was originally part of the A Link to the Past GBA port as a bundled cartridge, and was the first multiplayer Zelda game where 4 players had to link up via the link cable in order to venture across the various dungeons. For the successor on the GameCube, released in 2004, it's more or less a beefed-up version, with its breathtaking graphical art style, the main single/cooperative multiplayer campaign Hyrulean Adventure, a multiplayer battle mode titled Shadow Battle, and another mode, exclusive to Japan, called Navi Trackers, where players had to utilize their GBAs to search for members of Wind Waker's Tetris pirate crew to gain as many stamps as possible within a given time limit. Now, what really limited 4 Swords Adventures was the fact that in order to play with your friends, the other players needed their own GBAs to use for their controllers. Which, yeah, it does make sense in the fact that the multiplayer mode requires the specific usage for certain sections of the game. But the fact that you can play Hyrulean Adventure with just a single GameCube controller for the single-player option makes you wonder, why couldn't they have that option available for multiplayer to use GameCube controllers as well? Nevertheless, it would be the perfect time now to see a return for this GameCube gem on Switch, whether it be a remaster, or heck, a brand new sequel. Having 4 players to utilize their Joy-Cons, team up/battle up online, and maybe even introduce new modes like a dungeon creator a la Mario Maker. Now is the time, Nintendo. Thanks for watching till the end. Make sure to smash like, comment, and subscribe for all things gaming. We'll see ya in the next one.